Why do people fall in love with you? Have you ever found yourself wondering why certain people seem magnetically drawn to you, while others barely take notice? Maybe you've experienced that electric moment when someone's eyes linger a bit longer, or felt the quiet indifference from someone else, leaving you questioning what truly makes you captivating. Is it your appearance, your charm, the way you laugh, or perhaps something far deeper, something invisible, yet undeniably powerful, pulsing beneath every glance and every heartbeat? Let's pause for a moment and really consider, what if attraction isn't just about surface qualities? What if, beneath the obvious, there are hidden forces at work, subtle, unconscious patterns quietly shaping who is pulled toward you and why? According to the renowned psychologist Carl Jung, the answer lies far below the surface. Jung believed there are only two profound reasons why people fall in love with you, and both are rooted in the deepest layers of the human psyche. These reasons are not just fleeting emotions or superficial appeal. They are the result of unconscious forces and a hidden psychological architecture that even you might not realize you possess. Imagine for a moment that every connection, every spark, is not an accident but a signpost, pointing to something much bigger happening within us all. In this journey, we'll explore what really draws people to you, peeling back the layers to reveal the unseen dynamics of love and attraction. Prepare to discover not just why others fall for you, but perhaps a new understanding of yourself. Deep within each of us lies a silent yearning, a sense that something is missing, whether it's a quality, an emotion, or a part of our personality we wish we had. Most of the time, we aren't even aware of these gaps. Yet they quietly guide our hearts, shaping who we are drawn to in ways that feel mysterious and inevitable. Think about it. If a highly logical person who keeps their feelings neatly tucked away may find themselves irresistibly attracted to someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. That openness, that emotional freedom, is something they secretly long for, but often suppress. The introvert who finds comfort in solitude and reflection might be captivated by the extrovert's vibrant energy. The extrovert's ease in social situations, their ability to light up a room, brings a refreshing breeze into the introvert's quiet world. The person who lives by rules and structure can't help but be fascinated by someone who thrives on chaos and spontaneity. That wildness stirs up a dormant, rebellious spirit within them, a part of themselves they rarely let out. This kind of attraction is more than just admiration. It's a deep resonance, a recognition, even if unconscious, of a dormant potential inside. When you encounter someone who embodies what you lack, it's as if you catch a glimpse of a more complete version of yourself. Your unconscious is drawn to them not just out of desire, but out of a hope to become whole. In these moments, love becomes a journey, not just toward another person, but toward the parts of yourself waiting to be awakened. The people you're drawn to are often mirrors, reflecting back the qualities you're seeking to nurture within your own soul. Have you ever wondered why you're drawn to certain people, even when you can't quite explain it? The answer often lies in a psychological phenomenon known as projection. This is a subtle but powerful process, where we unconsciously transfer our own unmet needs, hidden desires, or even unresolved fears onto someone else. Most of us are unaware that we do this. We carry around invisible gaps within ourselves, qualities or emotional experiences we crave but haven't yet developed. When we meet someone who, often unknowingly, embodies or symbolizes what we are missing, we feel a magnetic pull toward them. This attraction isn't necessarily about the person's true character or their real-life traits. Instead, it's about what they represent to us on a deeper level. They become a stand-in for something we long for: confidence, freedom, warmth, adventure, or even healing from old wounds. The person becomes a mirror, reflecting back our own dreams, aspirations, or fears. Sometimes we see in them the courage we wish we had, the joy we've been missing, or the vulnerability we are afraid to show. In other cases, they might reflect unresolved pain or longing that we haven't yet confronted in ourselves. Why this feels so powerful? Because projection operates beneath our conscious awareness. The attraction it creates can feel intense, mysterious, and sometimes even irrational. We might find ourselves obsessed, idealizing the other person, or feeling like we've known them forever, even if we've just met. While projection can lead to confusion or disappointment, if left unchecked, it also offers a unique opportunity. If we become aware of what we are projecting, we can use our attractions as signposts, clues pointing to the parts of ourselves that are yearning for attention, growth, or healing. In summary, attraction is often less about the other person's real qualities and more about the role they play in our inner world. Through projection, others become mirrors, helping us see, confront, and ultimately integrate the hidden aspects of our own psyche. Recognizing this can transform the way we approach relationships, turning every connection into an opportunity for deeper self-understanding and growth. If we fail to recognize that what we admire in others can actually be nurtured within ourselves, this attraction can easily turn into dependency. When our internal needs shift, or when reality disrupts the idealized image we've created, the initial fascination may quickly fade. A projection creates an illusion of deep connection, but without awareness, that illusion is unlikely to withstand the test of reality. According to Carl Jung, each of us carries deep within our psyche a set of unconscious archetypes, emotional blueprints that are shaped by our earliest relationships, the stories and myths we absorb from culture, and the collective experiences of humanity. When it comes to love and attraction, two of these archetypes are especially influential. Anima, the unconscious feminine image within a man. This archetype is formed through his relationship with his mother, significant female figures in his childhood, and the cultural symbols of femininity he absorbs as he grows up. Animus, the unconscious masculine image within a woman. This archetype is shaped by her relationship with her father, influential male figures in her life, and the ideals of masculinity promoted by society and culture. These archetypes are not simply personal preferences or social standards. They are deeply embedded emotional patterns that influence who we are drawn to, often without us even realizing it. They live in the background of our minds, quietly shaping our sense of attraction and connection on a subconscious level. Sometimes you meet someone who, without either of you knowing it, matches your anima or animus so closely that the attraction feels overwhelming and almost fated. The experience can be so intense that it feels as if you've known them forever, even if you just met. The connection is instant, intimate, and inexplicably strong. Your heart is drawn not to their surface qualities, but to the part of your soul they awaken. This is why some love stories ignite in a single glance, or why you might feel a magnetic pull towards someone you barely know. In these moments, the other person becomes the living symbol of a powerful unconscious image. That resonance is almost impossible to ignore. There are moments when you encounter a complete stranger, yet you feel an uncanny sense of familiarity, as if an invisible thread is pulling your souls together, dissolving any sense of distance or time. People often describe this as a destiny, a soul recognition, a special bond that transcends logic. But in reality, this feeling is not always about seeing the other person's true self. More often, you are connecting with a symbol they represent within your own inner world. The other person becomes a mirror, reflecting the archetypes, desires, or unconscious memories that have existed in you for a long time. Why this matters? Understanding this dynamic can help you see why some attractions feel so profound and mysterious. It explains why you might be drawn to someone who seems to complete you, or why certain relationships feel both exhilarating and confusing. Recognizing that these feelings are rooted in deep psychological patterns, not just surface traits, can empower you to approach love with greater awareness and authenticity. In essence, when you awaken someone's anima or animus, you become the key that unlocks a hidden part of their soul. And in that moment, love becomes much more than a simple connection. It becomes a profound journey into the deepest layers of the human psyche. When someone falls in love with an inner image they've projected onto you, they're not truly connecting with your authentic self. Instead, they're captivated by an idealized version, a dream, a fantasy, or a concept they've unconsciously constructed in their mind. This process, while intoxicating at first, carries significant risks for both people involved. Why idealization feels so magical and fragile? The illusion of perfection. Idealization can make a relationship feel enchanting, as if you finally found your soulmate or the person who completes you. The connection feels effortless, intense, and almost fated. A fragility beneath the surface. Because this attraction is built on an illusion rather than reality, it's extremely fragile. The magic is sustained only as long as both people maintain the fantasy. As you begin to reveal your true personality, your quirks, imperfections, and differences from their imagined version, the idealized image starts to crumble. The other person may feel let down or even betrayed, not because you've changed, but because you no longer fit the script they've unconsciously written for you. This mismatch between fantasy and reality can lead to confusion, frustration, or even chaos. Many passionate relationships that start with fireworks end in heartbreak, simply because neither person truly saw or accepted the other's authentic self. Without awareness, both people can become trapped in a cycle, falling for the next fantasy, only to be disappointed again when reality inevitably emerges. These cycles prevent genuine intimacy and understanding from developing, as both partners are relating more to their own projections than to the real person in front of them. Deep connections and the feeling of soul recognition, often stem from unconscious archetypes and projections, not genuine resonance between two real individuals. Without self-awareness and honest communication, both people risk getting caught in a loop of idealization and disappointment, missing out on the chance to build a true, lasting love based on acceptance and understanding. The key to authentic love is learning to see and accept each other as you truly are, not as the fantasy, but as the beautifully imperfect human beings beneath the surface. Love at its deepest level is far more than a search for someone to complete us. Every person we fall for becomes a mirror, reflecting aspects of ourselves that we may not even realize are there. Sometimes it's a hidden strength, something we admire in another that's quietly waiting to be awakened within us. Other times, it's an unresolved fear or a long-delayed emotion brought to the surface by the intensity of connection. The qualities we find most attractive in others often point to dormant abilities or potentials within ourselves. When you're drawn to someone's courage, creativity, or kindness, it's often because your own spirit is yearning to express those same qualities. Sometimes, relationships bring up insecurities or old wounds we've tried to bury. The friction and challenges that arise aren't just obstacles, they're invitations to heal and grow. If you're captivated by someone's emotional openness or vulnerability, it may be a sign that your own heart is longing to feel more deeply and authentically. These connections don't just reveal who we are, they push us forward. The people we love become catalysts, accelerating our journey toward becoming whole. Every joy, every heartbreak, every lesson learned through love is an opportunity to discover new dimensions of yourself. Heal past hurts through understanding and acceptance. Develop qualities you admire in others. Break free from old patterns and limiting beliefs. The most passionate love stories aren't about finding someone to complete you. Instead, they are about reawakening what's been sleeping inside you all along. The right relationship doesn't fill a void, it helps you recognize your own fullness. Through love, you're invited to become the most authentic, vibrant, and complete version of yourself. In the end, love's greatest gift is not just the connection with another, but the transformation it sparks within. Each relationship is a chance to see yourself more clearly, to grow, and to move closer to the wholeness you seek. Love, in this sense, is both a mirror and a catalyst, reflecting your inner world and inspiring you to become all that you are meant to be. When we begin to recognize the hidden patterns shaping our attractions and relationships, something profound happens. We step out of the world of fantasy and dependency and into the realm of authentic love. True, lasting love is born not from illusions or idealized images, but from the courage to see and accept both ourselves and others as we truly are, real, imperfect, and beautifully human. In the end, the deepest love is not about finding the perfect person, but about awakening the parts of ourselves that have been waiting to be seen. Awareness transforms love. It turns infatuation into a force for healing, connection, and growth. When we understand our own projections and archetypes, we stop searching for someone to complete us, and instead open ourselves to genuine intimacy and transformation. Have you ever noticed these patterns playing out in your own love life? Are there recurring dynamics or qualities you're repeatedly drawn to? What attracts you most in others? And what might that reveal about your own inner world or the parts of yourself longing to be awakened? Share your experiences and insights in the comments. Your journey could be the mirror someone else needs to see themselves more clearly. If you're passionate about psychology, relationships, and the adventure of self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe the Psyche Weave for more thought-provoking and inspiring content. Your next insight could be just one story away.